Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is Mr. DB333, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4000 Week Reich as a Nation of Israel. Now, since we last joined each other, we've been... Well, last time, rather. We've been fortifying ourselves to the fucking nines. Because it's coming up to a time, it's coming to be a very, very contentious time to be an Israeli. We have the Hashemites being united, and we have the United Arab States as well, who are raising up a fuss. It's really not great, I gotta say. It leaves me a little worried. But we're trying to work around it. We also debated doing reparations, but I think we'd get murdered politically. And we have to worry about being murdered militarily currently. So we're not going to do any divisions there. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and try to unite the left. Mapai is a powerful party, but within the complexity of Israeli politics, not one that can always rule alone. Must reach out to the other left-wing political parties, particularly Mapam, to build ties of cooperation to show our agenda to be threatened by opposition. Should our agenda be threatened by opposition, the Prime Minister will hold meetings with herself and Mapam's leadership to bring our two parties closer and secure their future support for government. Got the Aliyah. To the periphery you go at this point. Actually, let's get kind of close. We might need to develop some more out soon. Well, that's... Well, you know what? They're our friends. We're going to have to support them. Sorry, Cyprus. It's rough for you guys. Ah. Yeah, we'll get a spy. We're just gonna keep our counterintelligence. We're not gonna do anything crazy. What the fuck are the Andaman Islands? I don't... Hold on, we need to take a pause. What are the Andaman Islands? I'm not even going to look on the map, because that's going to take forever to find. Union Territory of India and the Bay of Bengal. So that's going to be what? Okay, over here. Yeah, you know what? Sure, why not? Let them in. In the meanwhile, let's do some diplomacy with the US of A. For the West, the United States representing freedom and democracy and a large Jewish population represents a strong potential partner for Israel on the world stage. Prime Minister Golda Meir will make an official visit to America to meet with U.S. politicians and work towards the strengthening of diplomatic and economic ties with the leaders of the free world. To the desert you go. Oh, the Negev has a ridiculous amount of people now. It's impressive, honestly. I'm not going to be able to click on any of these states now to see how they're doing population-wise. But, okay, I can click on that one. Oh, actually, okay, it's not just these tight central ones. They're going to be a bit of a pain. We got radio dominance going. And let's get some more radar going in the meanwhile. The coalition going. Whoo! Okay, that's huge, actually. Today, Israeli Prime Minister Golda Meir arrived back in Israel following the first official diplomatic visit of Israeli officials to the United States. Along with the usual sightseeing, media offensive, and meetings with the president, some concrete progress was made in this diplomatic visit. A round of economic deals have been agreed involving economic and technology cooperation between our two countries, promoting trade and providing for significant U.S. investments in Israel, sure to be a major boost to our economy in the long run. More generally, diplomatic relations between Israel and the United States have been strengthened, with our countries now considering themselves friends on the world stage. As of yet, no concrete alliance or foreign policy pact has been agreed to, but there is optimism that this may be to come down the line. For now, the Prime Minister and entourage arrives back in the country after a job well done. Progress is being made. That's beautiful. Okay, the Hashemites have a core on the West Bank, which is interesting. Alright. Alright, let's visit West Africa. Why not? Surrounded by enemies, we must go further afield to find friends and allies on the world stage. The emerging countries of Africa are perhaps somewhat unexpected, but fruitful potential partners. Building on early links, Prime Minister Golda Meir will launch a visit to West Africa, particularly stopping in Ghana to build diplomatic relations. Just as us, the countries of West Africa are newly emerging, having broken free of foreign rule and seeking to develop their economies. There's much room for cooperation if friendly relations can be made. I did not unpause my timer, I realized. But you know what? I guess you guys are just getting a longer video today. Why not? To the periphery they go. Oh, we should probably get... Yeah, let's get some more development towns going in the meanwhile. Probably import old aircraft soon, actually. Okay, we got... Add these guys. Deploy them thusly. And what do we want to do? In the meanwhile, I don't know what we can do. Honestly, submarines might not be a bad play. Let's work on some submarines. Well, to the desert you go. There's so many people in the Negev now, it's kind of crazy. In recent years, the young country of Israel has been reaching out to potential partners around the world, but one direction that was perhaps less expected was the outreach towards West Africa. However, following a brief tour by Prime Minister Meir of the region, Seems the effort has been potentially fruitful. The entourage visited the special region and its young, newly independent countries. Special attention paid to Ghana, where Golda Meir stayed for a day and toured the country. Here in a brief speech at the capital of Accra, Meir emphasized the similarities between Israel and the independent states of Africa, both newly gaining their freedom from the old empires, both in need of rapid economic development, and both with a difficult but bright potential future ahead of them. Overall, most agreements made and ties built have been rather informal, without many strong diplomatic pacts agreed to yet. However, some agreements on cooperation in economic development and agriculture have been reached, and early diplomatic relationships built with the countries in the region. As the Prime Minister returns, Israel's ties with an often marginalized region of the world have certainly been improved. Friends all over the globe. How's that do for the... It's just production and factory output hit at this point. It's really factory output I want to work on reducing. I am kind of curious about the border raids. For years, the Arab League-sponsored Fedayeen have probed our borders, testing our resolve and will to fight back. But we will answer with a lesson they will not forget. By authorizing our forward units to punish and pursue and punish any infiltrators with overwhelming force, we will create a buffer of fear. Let them learn that crossing into Israel carries a price too steep to pay. Yeah. It won't be like a bad lesson to learn. Is Turkey invading from the south? Finland's one. Well, Finland's usually good in Eurovision, aren't they? So that's not a shock. Yeah. But they were in the south. I don't understand. Why? Hey, look, you know, Turkey, you're our bestie. So with the Fedayeen insurgency gradually increasing intensity, the Defense Ministry has decided that action must be taken to put an end to these attacks once and for all. With most of the attacks being launched from the Egyptian-controlled Sinai Peninsula, it has been decided that a medium-scale incursion across the border must be carried out in order to destroy Fedayeen infrastructure in the El Arish area. In what has been codenamed Operation El Qayyam, paratroopers of elite 890th Battalion crossed the border into Sinai and assaulted an Egyptian military outpost near the city of Al Arish, destroying it in several Fedayeen bases in the vicinity. But only taking a single casualty during the battle, the soldiers withdrew back across the border after successfully completing all objectives. Resounding success with a completely lopsided casualty count in our favor. This operation will likely prompt the Egyptians to reassess their sponsors of Fedayeen operations against us. And hopefully can calm the situation on the border. Well, that is a great victory. Beautiful. Very nice. Do you want to do naval dockyards? You know, heading down here to get coastal, the radar stations might actually be worth it. Let's go to the sea. Hopefully not be pushed into the sea. Yeah. As a nation on the Mediterranean, the seas are an important factor in terms of national defense. We must learn from foreign navies, and not just their ships, but also how they operate as a unit and arm of their respective armies. By taking these lessons in tow, we will create a modern army for our people to be proud of. There we go. Yeah, we got our medicine. That's really all we can do here. We can do excavation. That's little good as that'll do. Although there is oil processing and rubber processing. Let's get working on that. Yeah. Yeah, just send them to the cities. That's okay, honestly. It's a good thing we're working on creating more spots for people to go. Well, here I was thinking they were done. What was the point of all that? I mean, played for a fool. Alright, let's get more... Let's get more factory output going. Let's get mass production. Let's go to the sea. Let's get to working on creating coastal waters. Controlling coastal waters, rather. The Mediterranean is not a moat that protects our castle, but rather a highway leading to our doorstep. Therefore, we must command the waters where an enemy fleet would gather. After all, our sovereignty begins at the coast, and we'll extend it as far as our guns and our courage can reach. Alright, we'll do submarines. We'll do wolf packs. Well, it's a good thing we got them set up. Send them to the periphery. Excellent timing on our parts. Meanwhile, while we have the political power, while I'm not distracted, let's import old aircraft from the U.S. American aircraft are some of the finest in the world. So they were beginning to phase out old aircraft. So as they are beginning to phase out old aircraft, we'll make them an offer to let us have your old aircraft so that they can be put to good use rather than being scrapped for metal. While they may not be the most advanced aircraft, we can optimize them to secure our hold over the heavens. We're nearing the year where they can start doing stuff. Has me a little nervous. I'm not going to lie to you, chat. Let's do construction. So we got the old aircraft. Let's work on bolstering our coastal defenses. Coast must become our fortress, as we will make every potential landing zone a death trap, from hidden gun emplacements to minefields laid under the cover of darkness. Any hostile ship that sails into our waters will sail to the sharp teeth of our stubborn defenses. There we go. How's our Syria doing? They haven't gone socialist. I'm tempted to play Syria. I'm probably going to have to give it a little bit of a break playing this. We'll just send them to the elsewhere. I'm getting kind of tired of just sending them to the desert. It's getting a little ridiculous that we have this many people in the fucking Negev desert. I appreciate it. I appreciate their enthusiasm, I really do, but yeah, it's a little silly at this point. Anywho, okay, we could use some more steel. So I will go ahead. I will trade for that right now. There we go. I don't want to get... Let's get some infrastructure going. You see what I mean when I say it's difficult? These states are too... See, now I'm building all my shit. See, it's hovering right over it. Oh, now it's going for that. I mean, I wanted to build there anyway, so that works. Okay, now we got... Finally, we got one built in Jerusalem. Hanegev. Do like 2 there. Yafo. Yafo's a big industrial hub for us, actually. With Jerusalem, Mishore, we should probably get built up well as well. So we'll try to speed that along, and then we'll get working on a, lay down that foundation, get the rest going. Let's get coastal raiders going in the meanwhile. Sea can hide an armada in its fog and darkness, so we must peel back the cloak of secrecy with a network of listening posts and radar towers along our coastline. It's vital that we let no ship approach our waters without our knowledge, giving our defenders the precious gift of time. I am down for that. Now that I think about it, actually... let's start exercising these guys. Head to Jerusalem. The conditions are great right now. Alright, medium aircraft. Let's get working on... We have more fighter aircraft. Let's work on... airspace dominance, I'm thinking. Yeah. So have some military. Work on operations. Desperate. We don't need desperate defense. That's gonna probably hurt us more than anything. Grand assault. Let's do rapid domination. Lore-wise, that feels kind of appropriate for Israel, you know? Move quick, move fast. Be lean, mean, fighting machines. Let's get working on more radar in the meanwhile. Greece is joined up with the UN. Good on them. Get some oil processing in the meanwhile. We got some pretty good radar out from here. I think that's just that's actually our air base range, I think, actually. Here's our radar over here. Which can I... It goes far. That's about as much as I'm going to see from that, but that's okay. so let's see. Should probably work on Air Force right now. Defending our skies is imperative to ensuring the security and continuation of our Jewish homeland. Such, we must take heavy inspiration from other air forces on everything from training to equipment and supply. We must do all this so that future generations can live harmoniously under a peaceful blue sky. We'll do that one more time. I don't want to push it too much. I mean, our unity is high and our living conditions are good. So maybe we can keep pushing it for a bit more. I don't know. Gotta get those garrison divisions plopped down. Got 18 total. Look at that. Very nice. We got some mastery going. We're going to do a supporting force, I think, primarily. I like the ground support a little bit more. Could do advanced pilot training as well. Well, what do I like better? Air superiority, or we're probably gonna do more with ground support. So let's do ground support. The sky is an extension of the ground below. For our role isn't to seek out the lone dogfights in the air, but ensure that the troops on the ground can perform their tasks dutifully. Because to fight alone risks disconnection, while painting an easy target for our enemies. By working together, we'll be able to operate a united and modern armed forces. Get some more doctrines. We have... The main one we have is bombers, so... Range air defense. Let's do carpet bombing. That seems right in line. That sounds like the MO for the Israeli Air Force. I think that's the one joke I've made about the war. Okay, you guys just go to the periphery at this point. I don't know if we can call it the periphery anymore. These places are becoming pretty nicely populated. We got advanced artillery going. We got our supporting force. Let's get advanced training going. A plane is only as good as the pilot operates it, so we must push our cadets beyond all limits, forging them in the harshest conditions. The skies over Israel will dominate as the elite wings that carry the fate of our nation, steadfast into the azure blue. How are our air wings doing? They're all regulars now, so we can stop training them. We'll just keep them on standby. Iraq, well, it's time to create some more development towns. To the desert you go. I don't think it even meant for that earlier comment to be a joke about the war. It just came out. It just happened. Let's consult with Ben-Gurion. Ben-Gurion might have fallen from power, but his experience and expertise are still valuable. To make the best use of her time in power, the new prime minister should be ready to learn from the old. Golder Maria will travel to Boker to consult with Ben Gurion, particularly for his advice on military and foreign policy. The old leader may have fallen, but he has a lot of wisdom yet to share. I think that's true. I think that's wise. And I think that's all the time we have for today, my friends. I'm going to leave it there. But thank you as always for watching. If not, dislike. Go ahead, check out my various comments down, links down description box below. Leaving comments or feedback down in the comment section below. I appreciate any all feedback you might have for me. And go ahead and check out my, consider hitting the subscribe button if you guys are so inclined. And you want to keep updated with uploads as they come out. I'm only do weekdays and Saturdays, so if you're around and you want to check that out, please do it. But yeah, oh shit, we don't have Jerusalem in here. I just realized that. Okay, let's get some guys in the Holy City. But yeah, I'm gonna leave things there. Thanks always for watching, my friends. My name has been Mr. Dog About 333, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye now.